Does me uploading this the first day of October spook you? Although that probably makes sense given we are going to be talking about whether or not I'll make any content moving forward. Dun dun dun. I've got a few videos coming out this month, all of which have been in the works for a while. Sorry, those are still coming up, so you don't have to worry about that. But I want to talk about the state of the channel after that point, and specifically, I mean whether or not I will continue to produce the content most people subscribed for, let alone content at all. The reason I'm making a video on this is because you guys are the ones who consume my content. If I'm stuck on a decision that so heavily affects the channel, I want to hear what the people who watch it have to say. At the same time, I recognize that some context is needed as to why I'm stuck on this decision. You know, context for an informed opinion and all that jazz. So in this video, I'm just gonna go over the 3 major issues I feel are in need of consideration. Number 1, my mental health. My brother likes to joke that I am on the extreme end of the introverted spectrum. I basically never go outside, only to walk my dog, rarely interact with people, and can go for weeks not talking to anyone. Don't like parties, don't like crowds, don't like busy streets or buses. Honestly, quarantine has changed very little about my daily activities. If there's a situation where I'm having to interact with, talk to, or maneuver myself around a person, I'm probably going to be uncomfortable. Now, this wasn't an issue when I was a 500 or 1,000 subscriber channel. But now I'm not. Back when I started this channel, I didn't intend to continue on it for more than a few years. The community that was the inception of my content was supposedly dying at the time. That didn't really pan out. So I figured, jump in, have fun, jump out, and then go back to the art. But then I started making friends, and more people started liking my content. I joked when I hit 50,000 subscribers about deleting the channel and moving on, but it actively upset some people, so now I'm just like, well, fuck. So now I sit here, past 60k, and I'm more than aware that I have long since passed the point of comfort for me, and I have to address that this is an issue. On top of that, I have a really bad time with saying no. So when people started sending me private messages asking me to look into other alleged situations of false allegations, I tried to look into as many as I could. Some I made videos on, some ended up being stupid drama between children that didn't need exposing, some I helped sort out misunderstandings behind the scenes, and some was actually people preying on minors. And shocking as this may seem, you guys, but I don't exactly want to fill my life with predators and allegations of such. People in law enforcement get paid to investigate things like this. They have medical insurance and vacation days and set 9-to-5 work weeks. Up until recently, I was unwilling to put a mid-roll ad in my long-form content. I work straight through a project for days at a time and am very bad at keeping a healthy work schedule. I don't even have the money to see a therapist. How the hell am I supposed to cope with hours upon hours of going through Google Docs, text documents, and web archives only to find out that someone actually was being a predatory dung heap, and I can't do bugger about it because I'm a self-employed shut-in. Law enforcement has access to resources that I, a wannabe artist on the internet, do not have. In any situation where you feel like someone is an active threat to a child, you should be sending it to the cops, or reporting it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, not trying to get a YouTuber to make an expose video. To be clear, I am not blaming the people who sent me messages with video topics. They're sending me what they think is content. They think they're helping people get their names cleared. They're being sweet. And I'm not going to be mad at someone for that. Nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes with me. I don't talk about my feelings much because fifis are hard and I'd rather just get high. But at this point, it would be stupid of me to just continue on like it's not a problem and hasn't been causing problems for me for the better part of 2 years. I want to be able to help in the situations where I can, but the reality is that I'm just one person, and going at things in this one after another case-by-case basis is not working. If the channel were to move forward, I would have to come up with a way of making more generalized content, talking about issues and providing information from a broader scope that could be applied to multiple situations. And, so my videos don't put a hyper-focus on some confused, misled kid who made a mistake and have people then think it's okay to harass that kid, as if they'd done something malicious on purpose, even if that kid recognized the issue and apologized for it, because that would never happen. People know better. There's no reason for a disclaimer. Yeah, well, experience has shown me otherwise. And maybe for someone else, the praise and all of the amazing fan art would be enough of a balance to deal with all of that, but damned if that doesn't freak me the fuck out too. It wouldn't be apparent to people who just watch the channel, but I've been slowly veering away from my social media content all year. I have a huge backlog of fan art and messages of people being really nice and trying to get my attention, and and I'm really intimidated by and desperately trying to retreat from it. At this point, I don't even know what to do because even if I'm just focusing on content, I end up pushed into conversations with people and I want to sink into myself and vanish from existence. Plus, some people have gotten this, if Ponder says it, it's always true, or if Ponder didn't do a video on it, it means the allegations are true, which... wow, that's a whole other problem in and of itself. To top that off, we have what I suspect to be my lovely seasonal depression for the second year in a row, fucking up my plans for October content. Oh, just die for all of September? Well, that sounds like a great idea. Thanks, brain. So basically, those are my issues, and if I'm going to keep producing content, then I have to learn to deal with them. So, step 1, fix all of that. Number 2, giving the impression that I am a person of color. Oh god. Okay, so for context, hi, I'm B, I'm white, I'm very white. This is my current IRL, color palette? I'm so white, I'm like if vanilla fucked a marshmallow. I bring this up because I have had 3 situations where I've heard about this, and, one's an event, 2's a coincidence, 3 is a pattern. So the first time it happened, I heard it offhandedly from a friend who recounted how they and a cute peep were talking to a third cool peep who said that they thought it was weird that I was white and my persona was brown. The friend and the cute peep, both being watchers of my content, clarified that the green one was my persona and Ponder Sprocket was a character. And while I appreciate the defense, the cool peep bringing it up still brought to light what is an issue. And I'm not mentioning names in case people don't like that, but to the friend and cute peep, if you're watching this video, J, Ray, wink wink, suave anime, glasses sheen, whoosh, ding. And to the cool peep, sorry I still haven't made that video that I got you to read lines for. The second time happened on Twitter, but then moved over to Instagram where someone with a lot of hecking patience explained to me the inappropriate nature of having a character like Ponder Sprocket be the front of the channel. Not that I was writing a character of color, but that I was setting up a situation where I could be confused for them. If I drew a non-human avatar for existence, or if I used stills from a popular media source, there would be no question that I did not look like or have the experience of that avatar. But people could easily see Ponder Sprocket and assume she looks like me, especially with the old art that I'm still using for her. After having this pointed out, I then go back through my old content and just okay, you know what? Rant. So I did this 100 sub Q&A forever ago with this animation of Ponder Sprocket at the start, and like the dumbest tit on the fucking planet, I go from being in character as Ponder Sprocket in the skit to, with no freaking warning, switching to and unironically answering the questions as myself and not as the character Ponder Sprocket, which, yeah, drank some dumb bitch juice on that one. Plus, in the past, I've cited my own experiences as examples in commentaries, so of course that's gonna confuse people. Before we continue, I want to apologize to anyone who was misled by that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anyone who felt that I spoke over their or someone else's voice, or that I took attention from creators of color. Whether it was my intention or not, I used a character that made people think I could speak for people I have no right to speak for. That's a shitty thing to do, and it needs to be corrected. I am not Ponder Sprocket. I apologize. So the person on Instagram then discussed with me some ideas to make it more obvious that Ponder Sprocket was a character and not me. Stuff like creating a screen setup where one talks to the other and they can see the other, a change of environment to make it more obvious that Ponder Sprocket was fictional, as well as updating her avatar set to better exemplify this. Adding more characters into the channel roster. Yeah, remember those October videos I'd been planning? They were going to be in those, and have those characters cover different topics. So Ponder Sprocket would be relegated to commentaries, and I'd use my persona for art or more opinionated pieces, stuff like that. No longer referring to my art or personal experiences in Ponder Sprocket content, and a few other things that are not coming to mind at the moment. And I'm not going to recheck on Instagram because, again, veered away from social media, and Instagram was the first. I've been slowly trying to incorporate these changes into the channel while I've been working on the new avatar set, which is why there was that new background in the co-op with Nezzy. So everything's cool, right? I know how to fix the problem, right? Well, no, because then I wouldn't have to talk about the third instance where this was brought to my attention in a comment someone left, which, remember, 3 is a pattern, so instantly that screams to me, I'm not implementing these changes fast enough. And beyond that, I'm not entirely sure if it's appropriate to. I should hope that whole section should be pretty obvious as to why I'm like, should I still make content? And number 3, financial situations. Yeah, I'm not gonna delve too deep into this, but basically a financial thing popped up and I can't really be trudging along for months on end trying to get one video out. Ultimately, the fastest way for me to earn money is to go back to commissions for a while, so I will probably just do that. I have a few videos that are like half or a third way done that I could probably toss out intermittently, but beyond these next planned set couple of videos, I'll probably just do commission stuff through into the new year. I need the break. So those are the 3 major things I'm considering when making this decision, and it's led me to 4 major options. Option 1, ditch the channel entirely. Just stop making content. Go back to art, nuke something, I don't know. Option 2, don't ditch, implement the changes to the content. Option 3, don't ditch, implement changes to content, change channel name. There's no negotiating it. If I stick around and still do Ponder Sprocket videos, the changes will happen. Sucks to suck. Option 4, switch content to art and work on the Ponder Sprocket comic. Or, I guess, maybe side option 5, I guess? Switch to art content and change the channel name, but like... whatever. So these are just the options that I've come up with in like mulling to myself because again, don't talk to anyone about anything. So I imagine that other people can come up with a lot more options that I haven't considered and I would like to hear them. Now that I've explained the context behind why I feel this decision needs to be made, hopefully you guys have some insights. Let me know what you think about the options. Again, apologies to anyone who felt I spoke over them or that I was personating someone from a minority group. Nobody has to accept my apology, but I want to offer it regardless. I was drinking some dumb bitch juice, and I apologize to anyone and everyone affected by it. You can yell at me down in the comments, I completely understand. As I said earlier, I have a few videos coming up, and then I'm going to be mostly focusing on art and commission work. And comics, Jesus, I was supposed to be making comics, the fuck happened to that? But beyond that, if I do end up making new content, it probably won't be until all of these new assets are done. Thank you for your time. Green bitch out.